My baby.
Ohayou gozaimasu, Anton in Japan here, and this is Tokyo Renovation Diaries. In this video, we will carry out 5 tons of dirt in order to create a beautiful high ceiling space. In order to create this high ceiling, we have to lower the floor. And in order to lower the floor, we have to dig out this 5 tons of dirt. To my help, I have Lia-chan, Korean fashion model, and then also Riku, a Japanese model. I also planned extremely well for this one particular moment. But despite that, I failed massively. I'll tell you all about it in this video, cause we're about to build the house up again. Ohayou gozaimasu. 北欧ハウスに行って2ヶ月 Yes, I bought 100 of these Japanese garabukuro. They're not particularly expensive. It's about $10 for 100 of them. I have to fill them one by one. Keep them there for a while. Rent a car and then drive them to the junkyard. Pretty heavy job, right? Considering they all weigh 20 to 30 kilos each. I don't really have to do this work, but I have the final product in mind. A high ceiling on the first floor. And I'm happy to do some extra labor for these 30-40 centimeters. So where I'm pointing right here is the original floor level. What I'm about to do is to lower it to around here, while also taking out the inner ceiling, or making it higher at least. Right now we have about 3.8 meters, but I think the final product will be about 3.4 meters.
OMW, on my way to you, good at what I do, I'm OMW, watch me walk away, putting myself on display, 1, 2, 3 a day, I'm on my way, I'ma have you on tiptoes, watching my diamond afterglow, I know you wanna take me home, I'm on my way, OMW, on my way to you.
The wall here you see to the right of the entrance is the wall me and Junpei destroyed in a previous video. I ordered a huge window to put in there. High ceiling and sunlight goes hand in hand, right? Please be careful with your back when carrying the bag. And if you're buying a house in Japan, I would really recommend this. It makes a huge difference. But it's kind of hard and hard to do on your own. Okay, let me explain again. Here are the joists, the bigger beams. And then we have the concrete foundation under it. Where my house is in central Tokyo, this used to be rice fields up until about 100 years ago. It's perfectly fine to keep it as is, but I want to lower it and I also want to cover it with hopefully concrete or a plastic sheet with gravel on top, if I don't have the budget to put a concrete slab there. Also, my road in front of my house is not even 1 meter, so I'm not sure a truck can get in and pour concrete here. Maybe I have to mix it by hand. So this is day 1 of the preparation work for lowering my floor. Really heavy job doing this in Tokyo's summer heat. But we managed well, about 130 bags. And the ground looks like this at the moment. Doing renovation work can be quite lonely and hard sometimes. But I'm lucky I have good people around me who are kind enough to spend time with me in this heat, in this dirty, dark cave. Day 1, お疲れ様でした. About 3 tons gathered. Now I just gotta go and get 100 more bags before we'll continue this tomorrow with Lia-chan. これで十分かな? 強いよ。こんにちは皆さん、アントンです。Lia-chan!
はーい、ここです。
なんでこのどの袋に土を入れたか知ってる？
なんでって言ったら、この土をどこかに捨てないといけないから。
でもなんで？
土を捨てるために？
もうなんでこの土を取った？2日間ずっと頑張っててこれやったか。
ああ。
知らないよね？
はい、頑張ります。
I think these videos show how incredibly difficult trash disposal is in Japan. And what we're doing now is preparing for tomorrow when I'm about to rent a car. Get the car in front of my house and just make it easy to load and offload the car. But that's where the big problem started. You'll see in a few minutes. In Europe or America, I guess you would have hired or rented a big bag and just put it outside your house and just filled it with all the dirt and then threw it away. Strong woman! Gambare, gambare! Yes!
Yeah, my baby.
Yes. This is another problem that happens when you don't know what to do with all your stuff and you don't have space for it. Probably 10-15 times I just moved the stuff around until I finally threw them away.
$2 ぐらい? Anton じゃなくて2トン。
違う。お、頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ。できるぞ。4トンぐらいで。4トンだよ。どうですか、リアちゃん。かわいい。
はいはいはい。
どうでしょうか。楽しかった？
あー、疲れた。これ。暗くなった。
So this was what me and Leah did for one day. Filled about 100 bags of these and then carried them outside the house, preparing for tomorrow, Sunday, when I'm about to rent the car and throw it away at the dumpster. Big problem. 半端ない量ですよ。4トンぐらいですね。お疲れ様でした。お疲れ様です。So the previous dirt was above these concrete slabs. So we took about 20 centimeters back. 結構取ったよね。Another day, another 500 kilos.
On my way to you, good at what I do. I'm OMW. Watch me walk away, putting myself on display. 1, 2, 3 a day. I'm on my way, on my way. I'ma have you on tiptoes, watching my diamond afterglow. I know you wanna take me home. I'm on my way, on my way. OMW.
あ、こんにちは。
どうぞ、北欧ハウスへようこそ。
お邪魔します。
お邪魔してください。And finally we arrived here. 2 months of demolition, trash disposal, and just getting rid of stuff. And now we reached the skeleton 状態 of the house. Dining table right there. Staircase right there. Can you imagine? And the day after, I really fucked up. So I had about 5 tons of trash, right? And in order to get these bags to the junkyard, I had to go and rent a car. I wanted a big car. I have a Japanese driving license. But in order to get all these 5 tons of bags to the junkyard, I needed to go and rent a car. Took my bike in the heat, 25 minutes away, to rent a big truck. I'm in central Tokyo and they only rent out smaller trucks. So I need to get a bit further away in the 35-degree summer heat here in Tokyo. Went there, rented a car, about $100 to rent one of these huge high-ace cars. Went back to my area, loaded the car with about a ton, because I needed to go 4 or 5 times. Max loading capacity of the car. Filled the car with about a ton of dirt. So in order for me to load it, I need to carry the bags about 30-40 meters from the house in this tiny little alley, and then load it to the car. That road is about 4 or 5 meters wide, and every time a new car is coming from the back, I had to go around to let them pass, right? So I spent about $100, 30 minutes to get there by bicycle, in the heat, sweating like crazy, getting back, loading the car with all these bags of trash, getting dirty everywhere, and then heading for the junkyard. And obviously it's Sunday and I arrived there and the junkyard is closed. And I kind of panicked, I remember, and stood outside of the junkyard for about, I don't know, 30 minutes, calling friends, calling carpenters, calling the lumber that introduced me to the place. He just laughed at me like, "Baka yaro! It's Sunday, of course they're closed." But I didn't know. So what did I have to do? I went back to the house and I had to offload the entire truck, the entire 1 ton, and wasted a full day for nothing. You live and you learn. And I had to redo the process the next day again. You live and you learn. Please let me know in the comments if you have a similar story. Sundays. Things are closed in Japan as well. So the next day I rented a truck again. I also threw away a big tree that I had on the backside of the house. Filled the car with all the dirt, this tree, and then heading for the dump again. I know I probably could have given this away to someone, but who in Tokyo would want to have this? Also, I needed all the dirt to go away, because I had ordered gravel coming in a few days. About 2 tons of gravel to put under the house. 1 big sheet, and then gravel that I had to carry all those 30 meters. This is my American friend Tim. He knows a little bit of everything, and he helped me with this Bosui sheet, this plastic sheet, to put under the house. Ja, Tim. Me and Tim did all this work. Let's see. Faster than I thought. And these joists were put in by a terrible Japanese carpenter. I'll tell you a full story about that later on. And my local lumber saved me once again with helping me firing them. Thanks to them, I also got to know Kazuki, my Japanese carpenter senpai, who helped me build the house up again. You'll see him a lot in future episodes of Tokyo Renovation Diaries. So this plastic sheet is covering the entire ground. And then I ordered these 2 tons of gravel to put on top of it to hold it down, to keep humidity away from the base of the house. Humidity equals mold, and it also attracts termites. There are a lot of different knowledges around this, but this is how I decided to do it at first. You get this plastic sheet here, and then you cover it with gravel. そんなに難しくなさそうなんですけど、自分ではちょっと指導が必要だと思うんだ。これどうになるんだろうね。北欧ハウス、応援もよろしくお願いします。So I bought the gravel from my local sakanya-san. They sell concrete and stones and gravel. They have locations all over central Tokyo, which kind of surprised me. You pay a cheap price, but I also had to pay extra for the guy to wait, because they couldn't offload it straight into my house because of my tiny little road here. This is Riku. Guns. So the guy who came and dropped off the gravel stayed at the street, and we had to fill buckets, walk 30 meters, and then just dump it in the house. And then repeat it over and over again. Dump the loads in the house and then run back with the empty bucket. With the shovels, we're making it even all over the ground. We did a great job, but what I didn't know was that we had to redo it a few weeks later. Because I met some incredibly great people within the Japanese building industry who helped me make my house even better. Thank you very much, Liku, for helping out. This is how the house looked like when all the gravel was in the house. This is also the terrible job done by my carpenters I fired later on. First day of renovation, the house looked like this. 3rd week of renovation, we finally cleaned it up. A month in, it looked like this. And now, it looks like this. Can you imagine the final product? In the upcoming episode of Tokyo Renovation Diaries, I'm excited to reveal how I tackled the termite issue in the house. You guys have been asking me a lot about it, and I'm about to show you. Thank you for watching, and please let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next.